Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I have another Friday faves for you. It's kind of half and half makeup and kind of other stuff. But for those of you that aren't as into the video game recommendations that I've been giving over the past couple of weeks, I know a lot of you are. I've been kind of surprised. That's not as heavy on that this week. Let's kick off with makeup because I have been obsessed with mixing things. So this has been the base of the majority of it. This is the Collection Gorgeous Glow Filter Finish Complexion Boosting Primer and Illuminator. If you haven't seen this before, this is the dupe for that Charlotte Tilbury product that I can never remember the name of. Basically, it is just a highlight. I was actually speaking to my friend about it the other day because she was like, I really want that Charlotte Tilbury foundation. I said, it's not a foundation, it's just a primer. I remember going to the Charlotte Tilbury stand with Emma, it's M Channel, not that long ago because she was really excited about it as well. She wanted to get colour matched. We went. I'm not super up on that particular brand because I've not really found anything that I've been like, wow, wow, wow. I think a lot of it's overpriced and I'm just like, I'm not as into it as people seem to be. Anyway, we went and she discovered that it was basically just a highlight, that this is the cost of a foundation. So this is pretty much the same thing, a large amount of product. You can put it on as just a highlight, as a base, whatever. But I have been using it to mix in with other cream products. So at the moment, this is my favourite mix. This is Nectar from Flower, the Blush Bomb Colour Drops, and MUA Blushed Liquid Cream Blush in Watermelon. I don't even know if this is still a thing, honestly. You know, I like to recommend things that are no longer available. But these two together with that highlight give the most gorgeous coral, like just shimmery highlighting blush ever. Look at that. It kind of reminds me of NARS Orgasm, which I think is always kind of what we're aiming for, isn't it? It's so gorgeous. So I've been really into mixing things together, and this involves 0 new products. If you haven't got any of these, I'm sure that you've got other things that would work in a similar way. Anything that's liquid, anything that's cream, mix things together and play with what you have. I have done this a lot recently with these specific things because I was trying to find a very specific blush colour and I just couldn't find it, and I was like, I'm going to make it. This is a thing. I feel like we were a lot more creative like 5 to 10 years ago on YouTube with makeup. Everyone was, maybe it was that we were playing more with what we had, but it was a lot more kind of makeup artistry that we were trying to copy rather than just needing the newest, best product all of the time. And so a little bit back to the YouTube roots. Would recommend, but also this is fantastic. I love this on its own, just as an overall illuminator. I'll dab it on as a highlight afterwards. I'll mix it in with my foundation, all kinds of ways. This is a really great product. I'm sure the Charlotte Tilbury one is great, but I'm also sure it's overpriced. Another throwback that I never in a million years thought that I would return to, and really, honestly, I wasn't even that into it the first time around, is the lipstick I'm wearing right now, which is MAC Hue. This was always too pale for me. To swatch this on the back of my hand, it's not a lot of colour, but it just was like nothingness. It's a very nude, and I was always into more of kind of a rosy colour or a really bold, bright colour. So it never caught me the first time around. Recently, because I don't want to go blonde, I don't want to change my hair colour massively, I want to stay dark, really enjoying this kind of, I literally just had my hair done. And I wanted to do some like richer tones, but like some dimension still, but without doing highlights. So she put some kind of slight little bits of something in there, as well as some more lowlights to give it some more depth. But I've been looking for images on Pinterest of like really gorgeous brunette hair. And a lot of the images I was finding, people did the like old school smoky eye and the pale lip. And I was just like more and more drawn to it. So a couple of weeks ago, pulled out my MAC Hue. I'm really feeling it. I went out last weekend wearing this, a leather miniskirt and a little black vest top, and I was like, feels like 2010. It's actually a really nice formula. I used to think that it was like too kind of patchy. I'll put it on over a light lip liner. It's the glaze, so it is kind of patchy. It's not an opaque colour. It's kind of somewhere between a lipstick and like a balmy gloss. So I do feel like it needs to be over the top of something else. You could wear it on its own, but then if I wore it on its own, I'd probably like blend it out with my fingertip, because otherwise it could look a bit streaky is the only issue. But yeah, I'm just, happens from time to time. It's like pulling me back to the beginning of YouTube times. Something I know I've mentioned before, but I saw a lot of people talking about this week and I thought, I have to tell you, I'm still using this. I don't use it every single day. I don't know why. I don't know why. I definitely only use this at night for one specific reason. But it is the L'Oreal Revitalift Hyaluronic Acid Caffeine Eye Serum. This is really, really good. When I first got this, I talked about it. It absolutely does something. You can see it seems to plump fine lines. I don't have a lot of darkness under my eyes. I don't have a lot of kind of dark circles and things to combat. But I do have like puffiness and fine lines. And both of those things this helps with, because it's got this little, which not everyone's going to be into, because, you know, we don't like a thing that goes onto your face or onto your whatever and then goes back into the pot, but I don't care. And I really, really like that those little metal balls are really, really cooling. The only issue I do have is I can only wear this at night because it seems to create, it like, I wish I could wear it in the day. And I could wear it in the day like under a moisturiser or something, but I couldn't wear makeup over the top of it because whenever I've tried to do that, the makeup like adheres to it. So imagine this is like a primer. It'll like cling to where it has set. So maybe if I wore another really, really good primer, like a really good sticky primer on top of it, but I'm probably not going to do that. I just don't think this layers very well. At night time, I will put this on before my other serum, whatever it is that I've decided to use that day. Most of the time Skin and Me, but sometimes I use the L'Oreal Hyaluronic Serum if I want something kind of like a little bit more hydrating. And I'll put this on first when I remember, and it does, absolutely cools, it refreshes, it makes my eyes look better, and even the next day they look plumper and less fine lines. I don't know, and I've heard a lot of good things about this from other people recently, which makes me feel all the more that I am not making this up. It really, really is good. And there's not a lot of eye products that I've ever thought have done anything at all. Moving on to something else that is super, super hyped, but I really, really do love, Fabletics. I have never been sponsored by Fabletics. I have never received any kind of affiliate anything from Fabletics. I have paid for a subscription and not skipped any months for 12 months. I live in Fabletics now. A little haul of what I picked this time. Oh, I don't know if I've ever noticed that before. This one says in the back, Pure Looks, made by Fabletics. So I got this particular style of legging because it's got pockets in the side, and when I go on the treadmill, I put my phone in the side of my leggings so that it will track my steps. And so if I've actually got a pocket in the side, that makes that a little bit easier. And then I got a little matching top. I now wear almost every single day leggings and a little bra top underneath whatever it is I'm wearing. 99.9% of the time. There's a few reasons for this. I am always ready for any kind of exercise if I'm feeling like it. I've talked about this lots in the past. Any kind of barrier to entry will stop me from doing something. So in the past, when I've like had a go at some kind of exercise challenge like the 30-day shred, and I've filmed it, you will have seen me doing it in all kinds of outfits, because if I have to go and get changed, I'm not going to do it. And so when I decided that I wanted to be a little bit more active this past year, I was walking more. If Lee wants to go in the gym, well, he goes in the gym every day, but if he wants to go in the gym and I'm like not ready, then I won't go. I'm more likely to go in and do some weights or do something with him if I'm already in the gear. If I'm wearing leggings, I might just like hop on the treadmill while I'm editing or doing something. I'm just more likely to engage in that kind of activity if I'm dressed that way. But the more important reason that I wear this kind of clothing is that I wash it all, I hang it out to dry, and I throw it in the drawer. There's barely any folding. There's definitely no ironing. There's none of that. Everything is wash and go. It makes my element of laundry so much easier because I'm basically just wearing a uniform of things every day. I'll show you what I'm wearing right now. This is obviously just since the whole working from home thing became almost permanent, that I decided that, well, listen, I have kind of control over what I'm wearing. I don't have to wear office wear all of the time. And so it made sense to me because I can choose what I'm wearing constantly. These are like a thermal knit legging. And this is my favourite favourite kind of bra top that they do. It's not really what I would call a sports bra. It's like very, very low support. It's just kind of like a thick, really nicely, it's like double layered, it's lined, thick ribbed top. And if you are not particularly busty, I think you'll like this as well. I really like these under all kinds of clothes, and I would quite like them in all of the different colours. But this is like a base to just throw on a sweatshirt or a t-shirt. This is what I wear every day. I did have a Fabletics subscription a couple of years ago, and I did a video, you know, is it any good, blah, blah, blah. And I did at the time say, I mean, I can't remember exactly what I said, truth be told, and I'm not going to go back and watch the video. I really, really like the clothing. I think the quality is fantastic. I believe at that time, I considered it to be too expensive, given that I don't need new gym wear all of the time, constantly. At the point last year where I subscribed, I had planned on basically keeping it for like a few months, topping up my wardrobe with some like new leggings and stuff like that. And over the course of the last 12 months, I've had leggings, I've had some like sweatshirts, some sweatpants. They do loads of different clothes now. They do swimwear. Lizzo has a, what's the word, shapewear range with them now. You can get men's stuff. It's just a whole different world. I have skipped this month for the first time in more than 12 months. I only skipped it because when Hermes, the courier, swapped over to Every, they keep losing, like they've lost every single thing, I swear. Like everything takes forever to arrive. And it took so long to receive last month's Fabletics that it went into the following month. So I just picked something different and skipped this month. That's the only reason I skipped it, because I was able to pick something different anyway. And they had an amazing sale recently that I bought a ton of stuff from as well, shorts and things. I'm not being sponsored by them at all, but I wanted to mention it because I literally live in them. I live in them and I have not been paid, and I really, really love their stuff. I know that I've spoken to other people and they say they skip every single month and they just wait for the sales. And that is a really, really good idea, because the sales they just had, it actually didn't make sense to use your, like your monthly credit or whatever it's called, because everything was like cheaper than the value of the credit. So it would make more sense to like buy stuff in the sale, but you can keep the credits and spend them later. You don't have to spend them monthly. But if you would be interested, I could do like a full try on, really in-depth review. I just wanted to mention it in my favorites because I realized I don't think I've mentioned it maybe at all, and I really do wear this stuff every single day. One small mention of a video game, just a teeny mention. I am back into The Sims. I wasn't playing The Sims for a long time because they kept doing these updates that would just like break the game, and I would play and then I wasn't able to save and it would crash. It was just a flipping nightmare. It just wasn't fun to do. It's not fun to play a game that doesn't save your progress, especially because I like to play like a long, like a legacy game over multiple generations. That's kind of my thing. Not a cheater, do like to build, not a fan of CAS, but I do enjoy playing over generations. And so the longer you would play, the more likely it would crash, and it was just like not fun for me anymore. And then recently they seem to have done some kind of update that's fixed that, and now I'm back in, and I am so excited about the new werewolf pack. So I'm not usually into like the occult stuff, like the witches is okay, the vampires I rarely play with. I didn't play really with the werewolf stuff in the previous packs, but I'm really excited about it because it's kind of bringing some new lore to the game, which I enjoy. And I've started watching, I know this is like, I'm 36 years old, but I watch people talk about The Sims on YouTube. I know. I do. I watch people review, review like new packs, talk about like ideas for gameplay. I do, and I've been really excited about the hinted at high school pack as well. Why does this feel more embarrassing to admit that I'm still playing Sims at 36 than it does to admit about all the other games that I was playing? Animal Crossing. Why am I less embarrassed about Animal Crossing? I don't know. The Sims does feel young, but I still really, really enjoy it, and I don't really imagine a time where I won't. I was talking to Lee about this the other day, like at what point do you grow out of something? Because I think when you get to your mid-30s, if you're still doing something that you did when you were a child, it's not going to happen. Like, this is just, you enjoy this. You just wanted, you didn't grow out of it. It grew with you. Would you agree? I don't know. Anyway, just wanted to throw it out there. Still really, really enjoying it. Playing the packs. The wedding pack was a complete bust. Wasn't into it at all. But the werewolf pack and the high school pack I'm really excited about. This is not a favourite because it's terrible. But I have been watching a lot of it, and that is Riverdale. I don't understand why I'm still watching Riverdale. I have invested so much time in it at this point, to the point of I have gone back and I am rewatching seasons to try and like absorb what is happening just in the background, because it's so, I don't understand. The past 2 seasons, the current season's quite interesting again, and they do this to me because they'll go ages with just like, what is happening? What is happening? This is all nonsense. And then something interesting will happen and it like hooks me back in. But for the most part, I'm just, what is going on? And so I'll go back and watch it again. Now, is this why they keep making it? Are the ratings actually fantastic for Riverdale because everybody has to watch each episode at least 4 times to understand what's going on? I think for me, I don't have the bandwidth to actually focus on this show because 5 to 10 minutes in, I get bored and then I've just zoned out and I'm not really paying attention. And then at the end, something happens and I go, oh my God, how did that happen? And I have to go back to the beginning and watch the whole thing again. And the cycle continues because it cannot engage me. But I also feel like I've watched so many hours of this at this point that I need to understand what happened. So, if someone wants to give me like the cliff notes on what happened in, not this current season, but the season before. Like what actually happened when all of the world exploded and it became Riverdale? Because I've gone back several times and I can't understand, but I also can't focus on it for long enough to really take in the information. So if someone just wants to like put that into like a succinct paragraph, how is this now like a world that Jughead is writing? Is this imaginary in his mind? Or are we pretending that never happened? Was that all like a dream? Why am I still watching this show? And that's it. That's it for today's video. Ended on a not so favourite, but truly it's one of those things like you say you don't like it, but you're watching everything I do. I'm a Riverdale hater. I think that's what I am. But I can't stop watching it. It can't just be me. I know there are those of you out there that are still watching the show, but also don't know why you're watching it. Please, let's unite in the comments. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. I am hoping to be back on Sunday with a shopping video because I'm popping to Meadowhall this evening to do exactly that. I'm going to go out for dinner and I'm going to go and do like a little shop with me video. Fingers crossed that all comes to be and there will be a video on Sunday. Otherwise, I will see you guys whenever it is I see you. And don't forget to check out my vlog channel where I talk about all kinds of nonsense, mostly at home. And I'm like cooking and making coffee and just generally complaining about how tired I am.